Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between tall mountains and vast rivers, there lived a king named Alexander. He was a ruler who had everything he could ever ask for: peaceful lands, loyal subjects, and abundant crops. Yet there was something that gnawed at him. Every time he gazed beyond his kingdom, he would hear whispers of a neighboring kingdom, ruled by a king named Matthew. King Matthew's land was said to be the most beautiful and fertile of all the realms, where the grass grew greener, the skies bluer, and the sun always seemed to shine. King Alexander had grown tired of hearing the praise for Matthew's kingdom. He began to feel envious. He would often stand at his window, looking out at the fields of his own kingdom, which were rich but not as lush as those of his rival. "Why must his land always be so perfect?" King Alexander would mutter. "Why not mine?" One evening he summoned his trusted advisor, a wise old man named Torin, to discuss his frustration. "Torin, why is it that Matthew's kingdom is praised while mine is only seen as enough? I want my land to be the best. I want my kingdom to be perfect, like his." Torin, ever cautious, looked at the king with a grave expression. "My lord, envy is a dangerous path. If you are not careful, it may lead to regret. Perhaps there is more to his kingdom than what you see from here." But Alexander was determined. "I cannot stand to be overlooked any longer. We shall march into Matthew's land and take what is rightfully ours." The next day, King Alexander called for his soldiers, and with the full might of his army, they crossed the border into King Matthew's kingdom. They marched with great fanfare, convinced that the fertile fields and the perfect landscapes would soon belong to them. When they reached Matthew's capital, King Alexander demanded an audience. "Matthew," he called, "your land is beautiful, but it is now mine. I will take it for my kingdom." Matthew, who was not taken aback by the threat, welcomed Alexander with calm grace. "Come, Alexander, let us walk through my fields. I will show you what is truly valuable." Reluctantly, King Alexander followed Matthew into his garden, where the grass was indeed the greenest he had ever seen. As they walked, Matthew explained, "This land is indeed beautiful, but it hasn't always been like this. You see, my grandfather once told me that the true secret to a kingdom's greatness is not how green the grass looks from the outside, but how you tend to the soil within." Alexander raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean?" Matthew smiled. "It's easy to envy what others have, to want what they possess. But true greatness isn't about trying to make your land exactly like theirs. It's about understanding and nurturing what you already have. My kingdom's fields are green because we invest in their soil, we give time for growth, and we accept the changes with patience. Your kingdom's fields are beautiful too, Alexander. Perhaps they just need more attention from you." The words struck Alexander like a lightning bolt. The realization was slow, but powerful. He had spent so much time comparing his kingdom to Matthew's, wanting his land to be identical, that he had overlooked the beauty and potential of his own fields. In his quest to make his kingdom the best, he had neglected to appreciate what he already possessed. Feeling embarrassed but enlightened, King Alexander looked at Matthew. "So what should I do now?" Matthew looked at him kindly. "Go back home, Alexander. Tend to your land with care, not out of envy, but out of love. And remember, there is no need to compare your kingdom to mine or anyone else's. Each land is unique and beautiful in its own way." King Alexander returned to his kingdom, his heart full of newfound wisdom. He spent the next years focusing on his own fields, nurturing the soil, listening to the needs of his people, and appreciating what he had. Over time, the kingdom flourished in its own way, and the people saw their king not as a ruler who envied others, but as one who cherished his own land. But, in the most surprising twist of all, King Alexander discovered that the moment he stopped comparing his land to others, his kingdom became far more beautiful than he could have imagined. The fields bloomed with a new vibrancy, the people were happier, and Alexander, at last, felt a deep sense of peace. He understood now that a kingdom's greatness was never about having the greenest grass. It was about nurturing it with care and patience, allowing it to grow naturally. And that is more than a lesson for every one of us.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and please share for more exciting stories, and have a nice day.